Alright guys, I got another one for you. Again, this is for something that actually I've been waiting a long time to do. This is on the Tad Gear Ranger hoodie. This is the regular version, this is not the LT version. Again, if you guys have seen some of my other videos, I prefer to wait some time in order to do a honest review about certain pieces of gear like backpacks, hydration bladders, or gloves or stuff like that. And a jacket is one of those features, one of those items in pieces of gear that you don't really know how well it works for you, what you like and what you don't like about it, just by trying it on once. I've waited about 6 months to do this review because I really wanted to know everything about this jacket before I even start talking about it. I ordered it about 6 months ago. Yeah, it was late October. Um, Originally, it was a birthday present from my wife, and it was one of those things that I've been meaning to to try for a long time. The reason why I got it again is because I had certain requirements. Winter was coming here in Southern California, and I know a lot of you might forget, but we get a lot of snow up in the mountains down here, and it can get really cold. I mean, we're talking about 30, 20 degrees at night, uh, in even in the city. So I started looking around for a jacket that could meet my needs, my criteria, and what I wanted. And since it was my birthday, I convinced my wife to allow me to spend a little more money. So I started looking around, and I went back to Tad Gear's jackets. I look at REI, I look at a lot of the options that they have, and I like them, but no, they did not have anywhere near as many features as the Tad Gear jacket has. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I have a lot of I've had a lot of items from Tad Gear, including my Tad Gear Lightspeed, I've which I love this backpack. I've had some of the pouches from them. I've had the Tad Gear EDC backpack. But again, if you see my other videos, you know that I don't 100% love everything Tad does. Not because I think some of the stuff is bad quality. Actually, most of their stuff is high-end quality. It's just that I just don't need it, and I'm not a fanboy who's about to buy everything these guys make. I would love to have that much money to spend, but I don't, because their equipment is expensive. Um, so the jacket was one of those things that I thought really hard about, and I decided to go with it. Now, as you can see, this is on the color ME Gray. I know you probably, depending on on your computer or the lighting, this has a it either has a blue tone or a green tone, depending on how you look at it. Right now, at least to my eyes, has a much more blue gray tone. But I do notice that the color choice that Tad Gear has for their jackets and some of their clothing is specifically so it has that certain hue variation. In this case, this gray blends in very well with a foliage, the forest in green, while at the same time is really great for the grays and dark colors that you find more in the city. Now, I am not using this for any tactical reasons. I'm using this as a recreational jacket, but I like the subtle colors. I'm not a big fan of bright blue colors. That's just not my thing. Um, so I decided to go with this one instead of the other colorations that they have. And so far, I've been very happy with the color. Now, the jacket is made out of Polar Tech. I forget the name of the fabric per se. I know it's made by Polar Tech. There you go. Sorry if you guys can hear the ambulances. Here's the sign, Polar Tech. They make really high-end quality fleece jackets. And I think this is like a level 2 or 3 fleece jacket. I'm not 100% sure. But this is Polar Tech's Wind Stopper, I think. It's designed to stop winds up to 60 miles per hour. And, well, that's true. It does that. It does a really good job of stopping wind. I've been very happy about that. That's one of the many features that I've come to know and learn that I like about this jacket. I've actually filmed a couple of videos with me wearing this jacket that I tried to do about a month ago, but the wind was really hard, so you couldn't hear anything I was saying. So I probably add that clip later just so you guys can see it. But anyway, now the other features that this jacket has that I think are great are the YKK zippers, high quality zippers. I don't know if you can see the YKK. That's how you know they're legit. That's how you know they're actual YKK zippers. And they are very, very, very good quality zippers. They're strong. They have not given me. They have not failed on me, but they have given me some trouble. The frontal zipper right here has been, when it was brand new, it was really hard to do this. It will, and then undo it. Here at the bottom. See how it is? It is right now. When I got it, it was always getting stuck right here at the very bottom. I think with time it has worn out. So you can see, I don't know if you can catch it, but the paint is fading. I've been getting a little bit of rust on this side. I don't know if you can really tell. But that's just to show you guys that I've been using this jacket for a long time. You know, the paint is fading on the zippers. There you go. And like I said, with time they have smoothed out. They're a lot more easier to handle. They don't give me the same problems. And then another of the features that this jacket has that I think are awesome are the chest pockets. They are high enough not to get in the way of a backpack strap or a backpack belt, but low enough not to get in the way of the chest harness of a backpack. Now, I also know that Tad made them with the intention of being accessible if you're wearing a vest or maybe a chest rig. I haven't tried that, so I couldn't really tell you how well that works. But for backpack straps, these pockets are perfect. They're probably like my top features on this jacket. There are very few companies that do this. The only one that I can think of is probably Arc'teryx. A lot of the jackets have chest pockets like this, but a lot of the other manufacturers don't. A lot of them, the pockets will be here at the bottom. Now, they're great if you want to warm your hands, but they're horrible if you're planning on using a backpack on it. And chances are, if I'm going out in the winter and I'm carrying a heavy backpack, I am going to be using a backpack belt. Now, the other features that these pockets have that I think are really cool are this compartment, this extra pocket right here. These are perfect if you want to keep a multi-tool, a Swiss Army, or a small flashlight. The other thing that they have are these headphone ports that they allow you to route headphones or cables through the inside of the jacket. Because they're right here. Here's the hole. It has been a really handy feature, especially if I'm going alone on a hike and I just want to be listening to some music. And it works very well. Now, also the height of the pockets are great to warm your hands while again you're wearing a backpack straps. Even if you don't happen to have gloves, it also is at the right height, so you can put like gloves in there, or you can put other tools or food without having to look for it in your backpack or anything. Now, I forgot to mention that the front zipper has a two-way zipper, which allows you to pull the zipper and flail like this. Again, I know some people like to do this to sit down with their backpacks. I never really used it, but I like to know that it's there. Now, the shoulder pockets have the same port for your headphones and your cables if you're wearing a radio, and they're intended to be used as a I don't know, if you want to put your wallet there, you want to put anything there. And the same goes for the wrist cuff, the wrist pocket. The wrist pocket is only on the left side of your hand, is not on the other side. And when I got the jacket, I thought this would be great to have, especially again if I have a lot of straps on the front of the backpack and I can use the other pockets. But to be honest, I've never used them. I never had the need for it. And whenever I thought about putting an iPod in here or a car here, this pocket personally I think is too small to put a card. Let me get my wallet. Yeah, this is usually my little wallet, and you can see it's kind of too small in my own opinion. I mean, it will fit in there, but then it's really difficult to get it in and out. So I never ended up using it. And here, whenever I put an iPod, you can see my iPod fits perfectly because all of this is the pocket. You can see how much bigger than my iPod it is. But again, I never use it because I just don't like how it feels. I just don't like having bulky items like this in my shoulders. Maybe if I put something smaller, it will be better. But ended up being something I don't really use. I don't know if you can really catch, but I've worn this jacket down a lot. The edges on the stitching right here is starting to lose color, starting to get a little more lighter. I'm a little surprised of how easy it has been worn out, and I don't even know if you can tell. Like, I have some stains on the jacket. Now if you go to the back, the back pocket that is also called the duck hunter's pocket. I think it's because duck hunter's jackets used to or do have a back pocket, so after you catch, your duck, you can just unzip it and put it in there, and carry it. And this is the opposite of the other pockets. I thought that I will never use this because I thought it was a very inconvenient place to have things because my backpack will be on it. But turns out that it has been one of the most useful features for me, because I will always just open this and have a fleece hat or a pair of gloves or a shemach back here, and it's perfectly spacious. It's not hard to reach. I do know that I think the newer models, the zippers are a little bit slanted, which makes it perhaps a little bit easier to get to. But I've never had any problems with this, and it has turned out to be one of my favorite features of the jacket. This is something really handy to have. Now if you go to the front, you see that it has elastic hems to allow you to cinch it down. Okay, to cinch down the jacket. Again, this is something I never ended up using. I think it's great that it's there for maybe you leaner guys out there, but for me, this is just big enough to get around my butt and my legs, because the jacket, I don't know if you can tell, is slightly curved, or I don't know how it's called. I think it's called a back hem, meaning that the back of the jacket is slightly longer than the front, which is great because this allows to get kind of like underneath your butt, and the jacket won't ride up. It won't ride up while you're wearing a backpack or a vest or while you're just walking, which is a feature that I never knew I would like so much, and I think is really great. And you can see here the Tad Gear little sticker. This is what I have, the little patch Velcro, so you can put your it comes with a Tad Gear logo, Ranger eye, this little glow in the dark things. I switched it for a different patch, just for funsies. Now, another cool feature with the wrist of the jacket is the thumb holes are very useful for helping you just hang on to the jacket when when maybe you're trying to wear it underneath a larger jacket, and also it's great if your hands are getting cold and you don't happen to have gloves. This will give you a little bit more warmth. Again, something that I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, because I've had other jackets with this before and I never really used it. But the length of this pocket, of the arms of the jacket is long enough that it covers my hand. It's not. I don't have to. The fabric doesn't stretch just to fit my thumb. But I do kind of wish that maybe, just maybe, or I'm not. I'm still debating. or whether I like it how loose the cuffs are. I have other jackets where the cuff will be like tight, and I think that that does a better job of containing or of retaining heat. But also because these ones are loose, it does a great job of just being comfortable. So I'm still debating whether or not I like that. But the other features of the jacket is these mesh pockets that you see. These are in all of the pockets. Maybe you can see my hand right there. You can see my hand through. These mesh pockets actually allow for a lot of ventilation. They are also found on the shoulder pockets. You can see right here. That's where they're found, and this allows for ventilation when you're wearing the jacket and you're maybe perhaps in the move. It allows air to get inside the jacket even if you have it closed, and it really does help ventilate. The fabric is supposed to stop wind but also allow you to ventilate, but I overheat very easily inside the jacket, so I think that it doesn't really do a good job of that, of allowing me to breathe if I don't have the pockets open. Now, the pockets open also will allow a lot of wind to get in if it's a really windy day, so you have to consider that too. Let me see. What else? What else? What else? Oh, perhaps my favorite feature is the hoodie. It's one of the very few fleece jackets that I know that has a hoodie. And on top of that, it's a perfectly fitting hoodie. Now, I have a large size head. I know I do. And I thought that the hoodie might not fit me, but it fits me just right. It still has enough space to allow me to wear a cap or a fleece hat. But if I don't have it, it still fits me alright. And the other thing I like about it is the design that Tad utilized was very clever, because let me get this closed, because first of all, the neck area, this is the neck area, is extra wide. I happen to have a really thick neck, and this is the first jacket that I'm actually able to comfortably close all the way to the top without feeling like somebody's choking me. And like I said, the hood allows just enough space for your eyes, your nose, and your forehead. And then the hood right here has the stitching that they've done allows for this little flap that does a really good job of keeping it straight. And as I find out, and the other thing is, you don't need any adjustment for the hoodie. The hoodie will stay on your head without any extra cinch cords or any extra anything, just by itself, which is great because it's less likely to break over long periods of time. I've had jackets where the cord will wear out after a while and it'll be more difficult to adjust the hood. So, and I find out that the hood will stay on no matter how hard the wind is blowing. It will stay on you, which I think is a really cool feature. So if you happen not to have a hat with you, the hoodie will keep your head warm. If you're being out in the cold winter, you know that without warming up your head, you lose a lot of body heat. I usually carry a fleece hat with me, but sometimes I will forget it, and the hood does a really good job of that. Now the other thing is great is that it's large enough that if you want, obviously you have to get the right size, you can put another layer underneath, and like I usually will carry an extra fleece jacket, like a fleece shirt underneath this if it's like a really cold night, or if I won't be moving, or if I won't be on the move. But also is slim enough that you can put on a hard shell on top of it if you want to. Again, it's a really cool feature. And I don't know what else to say. Well, I don't know if you can see, but this area has really worn out. The color is changing right there. I've been using this jacket a lot. I've been literally using it almost daily ever since I got it. I did not think I was going to use it that often. I thought that it will be something that I only use in special situations, but I'm not kidding. I've been using this way more than I thought, and I've been really happy with it. Now, the downside is this thing is bulky. It's really bulky. Um, trying to, I've been always trying to figure out ways on how to fold it without, you know. Again, you can see the cuffs, the elbow areas have been really worn out. Again, I don't know if the camera catches that, but anyway, trying to find ways to fold these without it being too bulky, but it's a fleece jacket, so it's going to be bulky. But because all the extra pockets, the jacket's extra bulky. Here's an example. My Tad Gear Lightspeed. See? It takes half the backpack. And that, I don't have anything on these pockets. I don't have anything on these pockets or on these pockets. And this hydration carrier is empty. This jacket is huge, it's bulky. Sometimes I would just lay it out flat like this on the Lightspeed and put things on top, but then that just makes it harder to get to take it out when I need it to. So I usually will bring my larger backpack if I'm going to be bringing this. Now, that's not really a design issue. It's just the nature of fleece. Fleece is bulky, period. So that's something that I think a lot of you should take into consideration. An insulated down jacket probably will be better if you want to save space and weight, because this jacket's about 2.5 pounds, which makes it heavy. Actually, I think it's about 2 pounds, but still it's really heavy. Arc'teryx has some jackets out there that are about they're as warm as this and they weigh less than a pound and they're less bulky. Again, those jackets are going to cost you probably as much as this, and they're not going to be made in the USA. This jacket is made in the United States of America, which is, a really great thing for those of us who are willing to pay the extra price. That was another requirement that I had when I went looking for a new jacket. I wanted to be American made, just to help out with the economy a little bit more around here. Again, not saying that if it's made in another country it's inferior. I don't believe that at all. But if I can find them American made at a reasonable price, well, that's great. Now the price of the jacket was about $260 after taxes and shipping and everything. So I think that's a reasonable price for a jacket with all these features, all these great things. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. The jacket is water resistant. It will shed water, a little bit of water, without much problem. I think I happen to have a letter here. Let's see where you guys can see it. There. You see how the water stays? But the problem is, over time, the water repellency has worn down. It's almost gone now. So if you walk in a light rain, you're probably fine. But you're walking in an actual heavy rain, it's not gonna help you. You need a hard shell on. So, and then I've been running into the problem that the jacket attracts a lot of dog hair. And again, I don't know if the camera can pick it up. That's my dog's hair right there. Can kind of see it. But yeah, I have a large dog, and this jacket attracts hair like crazy. So that has forced me to wash it more often than I would have otherwise. And again, because it's fleece, it absorbs a lot of dirt and mud. So you need to take that into consideration as well. If you're going to wash this, I would recommend using the actual outdoor washing fabrics. I mean detergents like Nick Wax. They have a fleece washing detergent. What that does is It washes the fabric better than regular detergents. It won't damage it as much, and it will bring back the water repellency. So you need to take that into consideration. Try to be a little more uh, gentle with the jacket when you wash it, because washing it is probably going to be the worst thing that you can do to the jacket. Outside of that, the jacket can take everything. Can take snow, can take wind, can take water, can take dirt, and I've been really happy with it. I'll probably be doing another video where I'm wearing the jacket just to show you guys what the jacket looks like on me. But anyway, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, as always, let me know. I'll try to answer you. Do I think the jacket is worth it? I do think it is. You just need to know whether or not you actually like this kind of jackets, whether or not you think it's worth it. That's always up to you. For me, I think it is. It has proven. It has more than proven its worth over this 6 months. I've dragged it for hundreds of miles across the mountains, and I've been very happy with it. But at this rate, I probably will be needing a new one next year, because this thing is really starting to worn out and starting to worry me. I don't know how, if it's just because the way I've been washing it or what I've been doing or not being really taking care of it, but still going strong though. Still going strong. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. Probably, like I said, I'll have another video later of me wearing it. Anyway, have a good day, guys.